I heard some crazy shit. I was like, what was that? And I look outside, and there's two cats like having like a little
standoff.
All right.
I was going to say something else, and I thought it wasn't politically correct, but yeah, standoff. So I was like,
it was probably fighting over your cat.
My cat's an indoor cat, so I don't know what they're beefing about.
I'm gonna start, man. I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna start.
All right, start.
Y'all motherfuckers talk about cats. Shut the hell up, man. God damn it. All right.
Oh, shit.
Quarantine's messing me up, man. I've just been on edge. All right, just kidding. What's going on, guys? This is Dante. We're on Y Day Wednesday. Happy Y Day Wednesday, everybody. This episode is going to be about holding space for the right person. If you guys want to, everyone's like laughing on the comments. How mean I am. I'm so mean. I'm sorry. I'm probably not even gonna keep this in the episode. I'm not even gonna edit it. But yeah, so this is gonna be about holding space. The last episode, it was just the women on there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we did the women one. Okay. You guys want to add on to there from the last episode? You know, you guys have anything?
I did not watch
like in a relationship, I was not paying attention.
Oh.
Man,
I'm not even up front. I just haven't made the time to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I've been really busy, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What was it about?
What was the episode about? It was about can't remember.
You were on it.
It's because we talked about like sexual fetishes and
yeah, we got like distracted. Yeah, we started talking about other shit.
You guys go over hobosexual again?
No,
it wasn't about
It's a recurring theme for a lot of episodes now, the hobosexuals.
It was about something else.
What if that's your kink?
Etc. Yeah, we're talking about BDSM, etc. A whole bunch of other shit.
yeah.
It was. I forgot what the episode was even about. I have to look on my list, but.
So did you guys talk about what your specific kinks were?
What was it?
Was that discussed on the episode?
Wait, you guys were both talking at the same time.
Sorry.
What's up?
Were you guys talking about your specific kinks on that episode?
Yeah, like our greatest sexual fantasies.
Shout
What
out
were your
to
top two
Kylie.
fantasies? Kylie and Shirley, your top two fantasies.
Oh, we already know Kylie's one. Kylie's one was the one that everybody wanted. I didn't expect that. She's like gangbang cream pie.
Wow.
Gangbang cream pie at the same time. Like, yo.
I said gangbang cream pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like multiple guys.
How many gentlemen
like
is
when
that?
multiple guys like take turns like coming inside you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, quick question for Kylie. And I promise this is an appropriate question. Do you feel a bit of a rift of trying to portray yourself being wholesome, knowing that your actual kink is something considered less wholesome?
No, I still feel wholesome because it's not like it's not like I'm actually gonna pursue this for it to actually happen to me. You know, it's just a
I mean, I wouldn't judge. I mean,
I don't think she would ever tell anybody if that ever happened. That's not something you talk about over candlelight. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I'm saying, if there's multiple dudes, there's a lot of cell phones you got to worry about. Just putting that out there.
I'm complex. Like, is all the guys in the room at the same time? Or are they like taking numbers, sitting down, talking to each other?
Just go on Pornhub and search gangbang cream pie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, everyone knows what gangbang is. You don't know what that is?
I know what it is. Yeah, I'm just, it's her fantasy. I'm just trying to get the details.
Just waiting in line.
Waiting in line.
About
they're just standing there naked, but they're all wearing Timbs.
like waiting for
They're all waiting in Timbs.
Why they gotta be black?
No one said they were black. It said they were in Timbs.
You damn white people that actually wear Timbs. Give me a whole list of white men that wear Timbs.
Yo,
white
Timbs give you a plus 10 stroke game, so always wear Timbs during sex.
Ew.
I
don't make the rules. I don't.
And Max don't even count because he's got black in him and he worked at Timberland, so that doesn't even count. You can't even add him.
The only white dude who wear Timberlands are the dudes in New Jersey.
Bro.
And they're like Italian, so you know they're a little different, man. They don't. All right. Well, I mean, if you guys have, you guys can throw your fantasies in there. If you guys,
What's good with you guys?
I already said mine. So.
It better be grosser than mine, please.
Grosser?
I bet it is.
Man. Honestly, you know, it sounds really crazy. I've always wanted to be that pool boy who got seduced by the lady people in the house.
Ooh.
Second grade through 5th grade, all my biggest crushes were on my teachers.
I mean, you do have a pool, right?
I do have a pool. Somebody want to come over and pretend they own my house?
Sounds like a porno episode.
But yeah, that was definitely. I was kind of like, it's pretty PG, but for me, it's like, I don't know, like that power dynamic would be nice. It's kind of like, fuck, am I gonna say she owns the house? Like, I don't really have an option, you know.
We need it out.
Most of the older women who I've been engaged with, like, were my superior in some way. Like, they were either my boss somewhere, or they were like professor when I was in LASPO or something like. Ooh, I should say at school, but when I went to junior college, or it was a client that I worked with, like they were always, it was always like some service thing, or they were just had some kind of direct role above me. I don't know. I just women who aren't afraid to tell me what to do. I like that because I'm pretty bossy. So when a girl tells me what to do, I like that.
Aggressive woman.
Yeah, that explains a lot, actually.
Hard to find.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't think they're hard to find. I think just a lot of them who can be that are afraid to be that with men. Right?
Yeah,
I think there are a lot of women who actually are assertive about what they want, but when they're in the presence of an alpha male, they're like afraid they're going to turn him off. Because most men don't like that, right? And so you have these like these wholesome pretenders, and I'm stealing this word from a guy named Alan Roger Curry. He writes a lot about effective masculine communication, but he talks a lot about wholesome pretenders, right? Girls who pretend they're really, really sweet to get these guys, and then they feel like they can't actually be quote unquote sexually deviant with these guys to keep them around and stuff like that. So more aggressive or assertive, things like that. So it's just this weird thing.
Okay. Well, what about you?
about you?
Yeah. Alpha, you there?
Who, me?
Yeah. I already did mine's on last episode.
You didn't, I didn't know what yours is. What is yours?
You know, it's something small. None like Kylie's level. Matter of fact, I was like, man, I should just rethink it. Maybe I'm just thinking too small.
I don't know, really. I've tried to make all of my fantasies come true through time. So,
oh damn.
only ones I have are ones that are kind of impossible, like 5 to 6 women, like a harem. And
Not impossible.
I
haven't done it, but I know it's not impossible.
It's possible, but you know that's probably what it would be. Yeah, you know, 5 and 6 of us all taking ecstasy, rolling around in baby oil and feathers and shit. You know,
I'm pretty sure there's a Craigslist ad for that.
That's very doable.
It probably is. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that'll ever happen in my life, to be honest.
Oh. Never say never. But guys come here, we're gonna do a gangbang on you, and we're not gonna pull out. She'd be like, "Oh, this is really
And
happening.
the Timbs don't come off.
This is really gonna happen, huh?" Just to adding the cherry on the top. All right. Well, appreciate you guys saying that. That was pretty much what it wasn't even about the topic we were talking about, but you know, I think I was the only one that kind of piqued everyone's interest that episode. So this one's gonna be, was it? Oh, holding space for the right person. I put in my topic on here. It didn't show up. All right, so we can get into it. Buzzwords. I don't miss it this time. I put it the first thing on here on our show notes. Love and comfortable. Yeah.
Wow.
So 2 words you don't, what do you mean? You mean wow.
Those are some good ass words.
Are they?
Yeah. I definitely would have used those immediately.
So New people listening to our episode, buzzwords are certain words that we say. And if we say it, we get on a hot seat and we get asked personal questions. So it's like 3 questions, I think. And we ask sometimes the audience. All right. Clearing that out. Holding space. Questions I want to ask for all of you guys. During this time, I know that we are all kind of going through quarantine. We're kind of holding space for just smaller people. I'm not sure for me. You're holding space for certain people. I don't know if it requires a maturity level or is it something you just decide to do. But what does that mean to you guys, holding space for someone? I'll start with Markel. Yeah. You said a lot to say about it.
All right. What does that mean for me, holding space?
Yeah,
for
someone or
you guys probably don't know, we all have a mutual friend named Jay Floetic. And he first explained holding space to me. I've been pretty much using his definition ever since, even though other definitions have come up. It's the idea of when you want something with somebody, you just allow that thing to happen. And you allow yourself to be in situations where opportunities arise for things to happen, right? Let's say you are a young 23-year-old guy and you want to get laid. So if you are holding space to find someone who's willing to have sex with you, you probably want to go out more often, be more attached to communicating. So, be on your phone just a little bit more, replying to people, trying to set up dates. You should be trying to attract mates, right? Working out, trying to stay healthy, talking to more girls. Like you're doing things that are conducive to what you want when you're leaving your holding space open. Man,
Yeah.
I almost said one of the buzzwords like 4 times in that.
Yo. So you pick.
But yeah, that's for me. It's just allowing things to happen and leaving space open for that thing to happen.
Okay. And Shirley, what do you think? What's holding space for you? Same? You agree? Disagree? Please disagree.
I see holding space as like a parking lot. And each individual person you make a connection with gets to occupy that space in your heart and energy. And that's what holding space means to me, is just like, okay, there's this person and he deserves some of my attention or sexual energy or whatever. And yeah, it's like putting them in a compartment almost, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that.
I agree. Okay. Alpha Monk. you had nothing to say about this. So it's gonna be funny. You're like, whatever.
Well, I mean, it's just because what I learned holding space was years ago was that you're having ample space for a partner coming into your life, and it's a non-biased space. You have no judgment of their past. You have no judgment of where they're going in their life, as long as it's positive, and you're opening that up and you're keeping that basically as a balance of power. That's what I learned.
Okay. You agree with everything, Kylie? No disagreements? Okay, all right.
I agree with it. But for me, holding space is how you spend time with that person. Like how much time you're investing in that person and how much time that person is taking up your time and what time that you're willing to sacrifice for this person. And also, like, is this person holding space for you in return equally, or is it unbalanced? I don't know. For me, space is time.
Yeah. How would you know the other person's holding the same space for you? Based on actions or what they say, or is it just both?
Yeah, it's always actions. People talk a lot of game and will lie to you, but it's always like how they show up to occupy that space in like material reality that you always have to go by. So like being frequent, frequently spending time with them, taking them out on dates, having, really intense sexual experiences, and being consistent with it. That's how you take up space in someone's life versus oh, I'm here for you, girl. Right?
No.
So, yeah. I think it's actions.
There's a lot of people who hold space for so many people, and like they're just, I don't know how they do it. Like 4 or 5 people, they're just like giving so much time and effort. I think it can be exhausting, but you know, some people can do it. I'm not sure what you guys' thoughts on that, because we see a lot of people who hold space for just so many people.
I think that's definitely one of those like you can't pour from empty cup situations.
Yeah.
I think those people who consistently hold space for a lot of people, a number of their relationships are probably rewarding. And a number of the relationships is probably built on shared experiences, built on honesty. They've overcome the test of time, or they've overcome different obstacles. And so it's like it's mutually beneficial, right? So they might hold space for some people who don't fill their cup up much, but the other people are filling their cup up a lot. And so they can distribute that evenly.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think compartmentalizing is important. You should always have a really small inner circle, very small inner circle, 1 or 2 people. And those people should have your back. And when it comes to an actual romantic partner, respect and actions through that is very important. That's pretty much number one, because if they have ultimate respect for themselves and for you, then they're going to give their all to you, and then, vice versa.
Okay. Well, that's I agree. Question. Now we have so here we go. All right. What are some general reasons why dating doesn't go the way we imagine when we hold space for who we want?
I just read about this in the book that I'm reading by the guy that I mentioned, and he was like 95% of the time, when your dating experience is not going the way you wanted it to go, it's because you didn't state your intentions clearly enough.
Yes.
And I'm having to face this in my own personal life, because I have always been somebody who's always used like bold confidence, but also ambiguity at the same time. And I always thought that was just game. And I'm coming to learn now that some people might find that a bit manipulative.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't consider it that way, because my intentions were always honest and I always acted how I wanted to act. But apparently there was still some mix up, so I definitely believe it's you didn't clearly say it. And it's always awkward. It's always weird. It's never going to be this thing that just flows, but it's something as simple as like, hey, look, you want a couple dates? I really like you. I don't want this to be a hit and quit it thing. I want to date you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be monogamous right now, but that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you kind of just got to be like, all right, they're either going to reciprocate, or they're just going to say, oh, look, I'm just trying to be a casual fling. And then you have to make a decision for yourself.
Yeah.
It also comes down to, are you actually dating because you're lonely? Or are you actually dating because you actually want to meet somebody who will benefit your life and you benefit theirs?
Okay.
And a lot of people are dating just because they're lonely. Or they just want to experience that dating through Instagram or through whatever.
Right.
And when they do that, it falls apart really fast. And you don't get what you want.
So one of the things that I really liked from what both of you guys were saying was like, you basically have to check in with yourself first and be responsible for yourself first and know what you want first before you ask that from somebody else. Because if you don't know that, then like things get really confusing. Like Markel was saying, like, if I don't explain what my intentions are to another person, and like you're just like going with the flow, like you can imagine you're not on the same page, or like if your intentions are like, I'm just trying to fill you up, like I just need you to like fill this void inside of me because I'm lonely, and you don't communicate that, like you can imagine how fucking toxic that relationship's gonna be, right? Where someone is like thinking they're building a connection and you're just using this person because like they're like a rehab center almost.
We have to be realistic. A lot of people don't even set their intentions for their day. They just go.
That's true.
Their reaction and action. So some people don't even know how to set intentions or know what intentions are. They're just going with the flow. And they do that when they date. They get horny, so they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to find me a girl because I haven't had sex in 2 months. So I'm going to find me a chick, tell her whatever I need to tell her, and then once I get what I want, all that's going to drain out, and I'm not really going to give a shit about her. That's a person who has no intentions whatsoever within his day. So can
Yeah.
expect that person to actually be someone of value. You know,
Yeah.
the whole thing is you want to find a high value man. So,
Okay. You guys had some good views. A couple quick people asking questions here. Let's see. Kim asked, holding space for like waiting for the right person. That's a good question. There's some people who are holding space for the right person, but they're just not there.
Yeah.
I'm at that point now where I'm holding space for the right person.
It's just like, oh, you know.
I'm actually at the opposite point where I realize that I really shouldn't hold space I'm not willing to like maintain.
Wow.
Like I shouldn't hold space for people, or I'm not gonna like consistently maintain this relationship, or I'm not gonna put in the amount of effort they expect me to put in, or I let them to believe I'm gonna put it.
That makes sense.
The last thing you said, I didn't hear it.
keep it going.
I'm not gonna leave space open for people who think I'm gonna put more effort in than I'm actually gonna put in.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if this person thinks that I'm gonna do A, B, and C, and it's like, man, you're about to get like a lowercase a, then I probably shouldn't, you know, probably just shouldn't
What you're saying
allow
is
them all that much space.
you're not really looking for anything serious right now at the moment.
No, I think I'm someone who enjoys romance. I do like going on dates and stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, I do have a high libido to manage. And it's kind of like, I just realized like I don't think that's currently going to be satisfied by one person, because then I'll kind of have to emotionally invest in that person, and I don't want to.
Right.
Not to the extent to maintain that.
It's a tough one, man. And some people have our guard up, and we're just like, I'm not going to open up my space until I'm ready, or they're going to have experiences where they have expectation of what that space is to them, and it could be different from someone else too.
Right.
Like some people like want like a piece of the cake, and then some other people want the whole cake. So that's happened before. It's a lot of that. Like, well, I'm giving you all this. This is my time, my effort, my money. All this is going into. I'm giving you so much, like my space. You're going to, you know what I mean? And I'm
Right.
very to myself, and it's for someone who doesn't understand that. It's like, oh, okay. So I think it does involve communicating. And communication comes in the beginning of everything too. So
Yeah, but what if you don't want to scare that person off? Or is that just the risk that you take when you like are setting your intentions? Because I think it was on this podcast where we said like don't try to like tell someone you're looking to like do X, Y, and Z and have a whole list of like, oh, okay, I want to get married in like 3 years. Like I thought this was a podcast where we said like don't do that. So
Conversation to have in the
that
beginning.
it's a good conversation, I think, to talk about. I wouldn't say throw everything out there like I want to get married, have this, boom, boom, boom. That
I
does,
mean, yeah, but yeah.
yeah.
I think that's like a third or fourth date conversation. Like,
when
because
you-
one, like, there's no point in telling somebody what you
Yeah.
are exactly looking for on the first date, because you might hate them in the first 10 minutes. Right? Like you might, because I mean, assuming this happens like the normal, I guess your normal, not my normal, different generations here, right? Way you're out and about, someone sees you, they come talk to you, they like you, you exchange numbers. You only talk for maybe like 2 hours total for about the course of 2 or 3 days. You guys go on a date. The date's great. On the second date, you guys go out. It's pretty great. On the third date, you guys go out. You're probably gonna have sex on the third date, and then it's like at that point, it's like, okay, we just had sex, and either I want this thing or I want that thing. And so you have to find a good enough way of how to bring that up. But that also comes with social intelligence. You just have to know how to say it.
How would you say it?
Let's say I'm a woman, right? And I just met the love of my life. Just tall, light-skinned, brown, young guy.
always light skins, man.
And
Come on, man.
At least he's consistent.
Man, them light skins.
it's all, I'm laying in his bed. We just finished. And I'm like, you know, I don't want, well, I probably wouldn't say it after sex. That'd be fucking weird. The next day, you just say, hey, look, like, I liked how things were going, and I want to continue seeing you, right? And then maybe we go on another date, and you just, upon the 4th or 5th day, you would say, look, like, I'm thinking about something a bit more serious. I just want to know where your head is at.
Oh, run away.
Damn.
I mean, it's like on the 4th date, though, it's like at that point, it's like, all right, no, it's
right
fine.
away. Ghost.
I think you should allow 1 to 3 dates to really vet that person before you even know what you want. You know, that person just came up to you, ran game, and you gave them your number.
Yeah.
And at the same time too, when it comes to like holding space, It's like, don't give all the space you have to that one person you just met.
Exactly.
If they're promising, you give them a little chunk, right? You give them a little corner, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 squares. But you should still kind of keep your eye on the field and still play the field and still focus on you until you've clearly stated what you want and that person's either reciprocated or told you what they want and you can acquiesce to that.
Hell yeah, Markel. I feel this. This is
You
why
agree with him?
I 100% agree. I think
That's weird.
it's I mean, if you just think about it in terms of like effectiveness of time, you meet 4 people, you don't know what kind of connection you're going to have. If you give them X amount of attention, like attention, time, whatever, you have a higher chance of meeting someone you really want to be with than using like that same amount of time and focusing on one person, right?
Right. And it's like, and the person you really want to be with and the person you're good with, they'll show it. They will show you.
Yeah.
At least they should, yeah.
They should. Yeah. They should. I mean, we hope so. Okay.
We ideally hope so, but like a
Another-
lot of us play
There's
games.
only one person that you want to be with.
Dang.
And the other guys are just like whatever. And you don't really want to waste their time or waste your time because you're not really into them anyway.
Okay.
I would say genuinely ask yourself, how realistic are you being? And if you think you are being 100% realistic and you are 100% ready to accept whatever possible consequences may happen, whatever time you might lose, then go for it 100%. That's all I can say about that.
Got another question here. How can you turn around a situation that isn't serving you?
Communicate.
Communication?
And communicate. That's it fast enough. Just say, hey, I don't like how this is going. Can we talk about this? And the response will pretty much answer your question before you ask it.
Okay, but what if we initially agreed on being like friends with benefits, right?
Right.
And after some time, like I'm catching feelings and I want to like turn the situation around. You would say, have that conversation, just like be like, okay, like I want to be with you, or would you try to maintain the, like, I guess in that ideally situation, can you break down what the steps would be?
So the truest thing to yourself would be you want a relationship with this person, right? Like that's the truest to the core feeling you're feeling is I want to be monogamous to this person, or at least more romantic to this person.
Yes.
So you just tell them like, hey, look, like I really enjoy what we're having, and I understand this kind of might mess things up, but this is kind of how I'm feeling about you, and this is where I kind of want us to go. It's a hard conversation, but it's
That's a hard conversation.
It's a very hard conversation, but it's gonna be less than a minute long. It'll be less than 2 minutes long. You say it just like that. I like where this is going. I understand this might mess things up. This is how I feel about you, and this is where I would like this to go. What are your thoughts on this? And they might give you some roundabout, I don't really know right now. I'm waiting on this thing. I just don't have the time right now. The response is the response, right?
Yeah.
And then the ball's kind of in their court. You tell them, well, look, we can continue this thing. I'm just trying to pressure them to be romantic with you, right? Or you just kind of got to cut that off and be like, all right, well, look, I don't want to put either of us in a weird situation. We can stay friends, we can stay social, but maybe this shouldn't be physical anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm in a situation now, to give you some anecdotal context, where it was purely romantic and it wasn't physical, right? And I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it a lot. Now I'm at a point where I want it to be physical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because logistically, this person can hang out more often. And it would definitely change the dynamic of what I said I wanted. And then it still wouldn't become the thing that I think that person would prefer. So I'm in a weird position now where it's like, do I speak up and effectively just kind of give this person like kind of somewhat of an ultimatum? Or do I just kind of just, take that L and realize I made this bed and I'm going to sleep in it if I want to continue talking to this person?
Yikes. But then then you're going to get caught up in this cycle of like, what are we? That ambiguity thing we were talking about earlier. Like, that's...
Well, the thing is, we know what we are right now. But
yeah,
the minute I change it, then now we're like, it's weird. But that's on me. As someone who needs to be an effective communicator to succeed in life, that's on me to be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, and this is what I would like to happen. And I don't want to be weird if it does happen. I don't want to mislead you and think something else is going to happen. What are your thoughts? I mean, as a man, women don't expect to hear that, but that's what she wants to hear.
Yeah, I agree. I think in the moment you feel like you're ready to change things up, it's your responsibility to communicate that for sure.
I mean, Alfred put me on that. We were one day at the store, I'll never forget. He told me, he was like, "Once you know, it's your responsibility." Like, that was it. It was like, once you know, that's your job.
All right, man. Okay, spend some knowledge out here today.
Red pill, man. Once you swallow it, you can't unswallow it.
In what ways are men and women not taking emotional responsibility for who they hold space for? I think that's kind of what we talked about, right? In what ways are men and women not taking emotional responsibility? Right?
What do you think, Kylie?
Yeah.
Or Alpha Monk? You guys spoke the least.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just being afraid of being honest with how you really feel. Being afraid that person will, you know, it would scare them away if you really told them like how much they mean to you, you know. So I think it's just being afraid of talking about your feelings with them.
I think it's about the power dynamic. Unfortunately, one person always is more into the other person. And as long as it stays that way, the relationship stays together. I think sometimes when the person doesn't know who has the most power in that, as that aspect, they're more afraid to be honest about their emotions. Because if they do let most of the time it's the girl who likes the guy more or who's more in love with the guy, and they don't want to express their emotions. They don't want to give themselves fully, because if they do, then to them, they already know that they've given everything. And, you know, if he doesn't reciprocate, then he has all the power, and he can leave it at a whim. He could play with her emotions. If he's like that, he can manipulate her in any ways. So I think a lot of people are just really afraid to get hurt. A lot of people are extremely sensitive nowadays, and nobody wants a repeat of a broken heart, you know, or being deceived or being cheated on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But would you say that if you're somebody who has practiced and worked on effective communication, you have a bit of social intelligence, so you know what good timing is, that the chances of you being cheated and heartbroken just decrease dramatically?
I think so, yeah. I think because you're supposed to learn from your mistakes, right? And
Right.
learn from experience. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people are very habitual, and they'll just go with the same routine, same type of guy, same type of girl, same type of issues over and over, but they won't learn from the core problems. And it all comes back to you, right? Everything starts with you. You know, it's like a ripple in a pond. It starts from the middle and it spreads out. So everything starts with you. It has to be respect with you. So if you respect, you learn all your mistakes, you learn what to look for, and you have that open space to bring someone in and not judge them. If you can have that emotional intelligence and that dating experience, then I think you'll have a really good relationship, you know, to begin with. But yeah, I think if you learn through those experiences and your mistakes, then you are a little bit advantageous in that area.
Okay. Spend some facts out here, man. I like this. I hope it's helping everybody. I mean, like, this is kind of one of those topics I wanted to bring up too. I'm like, man, you know, we're getting to the age where space is like very precious to us, and who we give it out to. We gotta kind of be careful who we do give it out to. Sometimes, like you said, we don't want to get hurt. Some people are scared to get hurt. Others are sensitive in a way. We just have to keep that, hold ourselves accountable on that, even when you're in a relationship.
But would you, let's say, like, just quick, I don't know if this is going to be like an aside and take us off topic. Let's talk about dating a time waster, right? Or getting involved with people who like waste your time, who are like manipulative, right?
Ooh, okay.
Just real quick, I was introduced to an idea today, and it seems so elementary, but I've never, like, you ever read something and it's like somebody finally puts a system and a structure to what you were thinking? Like, you intuitively knew this and you inherently knew this, but you just didn't have a system or structure for it. So
Yes.
I'm reading this book by Alan Roger Curry. He has these 3 books, and I bought all 3 of them. And I'm reading the first one in the series. And he kind of talks about, like, when you are the kind of person who embodies the masculine, right? The masculine is direct, straightforward communication, strict emotional intelligence, strict intentions, like you shoot to kill, right? And you're just not the kind of person to be afflicted easily by anything. Like, the amount of times you get played and manipulated, it just drops dramatically. So when you are somebody who is emotionally responsible and you've practiced straightforward communication, right, and you have a bit of social adeptness, like, you don't see those kinds of people really getting played. I mean, think of all the men and women you know who are consistently in bad relationships, always end up getting friend zoned, or who have been cheated on more than twice, right? You'll kind of find this pattern of these people are people who maybe may not be the most effective communicators. They might be great people, but they're not actually the most effective communicators, and they may not be the most shoot to kill kind of people. And so now I'm wondering if being an effective communicator and being good at telling somebody what you think and what you want when the time is right, does that dramatically decrease your chance of getting played or getting hurt? Because manipulative people don't want to date strong people. True. Manipulative people don't want to date someone who's confident. And it's like, so when you're confident and when you're a good communicator, they kind of just weed themselves out in a way.
I agree to an extent. Like, not everyone you date is a fucking fuckboy manipulator trying to abuse you person. You do have to take some responsibility. And I absolutely agree that if you don't explain and go after what you want, like, you end up in very, like, repetitive situations, like Alpha Monk was saying. So, like, yeah, I do agree with that to an extent.
Right. And I just read that recently, and so I'm still like, does this make sense to me? So I want to introduce that to you guys and see what you guys thought about that.
I mean, I think the people who are most insecure in the relationship are the ones who usually get cheated on, because they're the ones who constantly nag, they're the ones who constantly text, call. They're so afraid that they somewhat inadvertently push that person towards cheating most of the time. Just like Ann Shirley said, not everybody, you don't always end up with fuckboys or sluts or whatever like that. But even the people who are decent or mostly decent who do cheat, it's usually because they're pushed indirectly because of the other person is so concerned, or they're so insecure, or they're so afraid. They've been cheated on constantly, before. So
at your phone and stuff.
I mean, because that almost puts, like, the blame on the other person, because, like, even in that situation, like, you can still break up with the person. Like, you don't have to.
But how many times do people actually do that? Like, you think about it, like, women, it's from my experience, a lot of ladies do not break up easily, especially if they invest a lot of emotions into that person. They'll take a lot of hits, not metaphorically speaking, before they actually break up with that person. I know I've had female friends who've been with the guy, and he's like just a horrible dude. He doesn't hit them or anything, but he's just an asshole. He's just constantly doing shit. She's constantly, complaining about the dude, but it just takes so much. And then finally, a year and a half, 2 years later, she breaks up with him. And then she's agreeing to all the shit that she told her, a year before. Yeah. So it's like, it's that type of situation. You can tell somebody until your face turns blue, but they won't do anything until they experience it themselves.
When a woman is in love with the potential and not with the person that they're with,
Yeah, that's hella true. Also, just to piggyback off what you were saying earlier, like, if I think your thoughts create your reality, right? Like, if you think certain things, it's gonna happen. So if you strongly believe your dude's cheating on you and you have to, like, you're thinking this way, you're gonna act in a way where it breeds distrust in a relationship, and that creates the reality. So, like, yes, I agree with you to an extent. Like, yeah, you are responsible for yourself and your thinking and your actions, and you can create an environment where, like, yeah, someone does feel like, I might as well fucking cheat. You already think I'm gonna cheat on you.
What should happen? No, she already thinks I cheat already, so I might as well just put it.
I might as well.
Whatever.
And I've heard some of my homies say that, like, man, she been saying I was cheating, so I was like, fuck it. She already think I'm doing it, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
It's like,
yeah.
When dudes do that, it's like you already lost. do it. When someone's like that, like, well, he made me do it, or he did it first. You already thinking about it.
There's a quote.
Don't play. He was already on that boat.
There was a quote that said, well, if you stare at yourself long enough, you see yourself become a villain. So.
Yeah, true.
Oh, man, talking about, so, all right, so what was the next question? I'm about to take some topics.
All right, I got a question. Why do we continue to hold space for people when they have shown they don't want you?
Why do we continue to hold space for people who have shown they don't want us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What I was just saying,
Yeah.
if you invest so much emotion and time, you kind of don't want to get, it's like it's like a job you don't really like, but you haven't found another job yet.
Yeah.
You're just sticking through
Facts.
it, and complaining about it. And sometimes it's fun, but sometimes that nostalgia. So you don't want to leave it yet. You see these nice jobs when you're walking out sometimes, but
damn, why could I get that job?
lazy, just.
Do you think it might be a thing?
It comes out to your own confidence, basically.
Grass is never green on the other
side. You can't leave that person,
right?
Even though they're that horrible, and you can't leave that person. That's because you don't feel good enough about yourself that you can just leave that relationship and find somebody else.
Yeah.
What it's down to.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, I guess they're just invested. Once they're in, they're in. So it's like, that makes sense.
They have that small bit of hope that they would change their minds.
They can turn around. Yeah.
Oh, hope.
He'll change. I swear.
Potential.
Hope, huh? What does that got us, huh?
Well, hope
what does that
is
got
like,
us?
hope is literally possibly the strongest emotion of all time.
I've had hope before. I have hope
like
many times. And it's just
like hope is like the savior and the destroyer of everything.
It's just human.
Hope is I don't know about that.
Oh God, here we go.
I feel conflicted with that word. There's potentials, and then you just find out like, okay, maybe not. You're in for rude awakening, man. Once they're not.
Hope will not pay the bills.
Hope does not pay the bills.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Or what? I've heard it one time where it was like when you're dating somebody and they really want to be with you, and you're just kind of showing them that they shouldn't be into you. You say they're smoking hopium.
Okay.
Like, oh, they're smoking a bunch of hopium. They're high on hopium.
Man,
Like, or when someone's like making a really stupid plan, you just know it's not going to work. They're smoking hopium because like, there's no way that it's going to work out for them.
Jenny commented on here. She said, when a person's trying to parallel park into your space, but they suck at parking, so they're trying to practice parallel park to get it right. Damn.
Okay, that's a good one.
I guess
metaphor.
she's in the metaphor there. I was like, oh, she must be going through some things.
Do you guys?
I want to add that sometimes you can be so in love with someone that all of the bad things about them, like you just don't see them because you're just blinded by love.
Yeah. Oh, you said the buzzword.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
I knew someone was gonna say it. I was like, I'm like.
I wrote the buzzword question. So.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh shoot! She made buzzword questions. All right, so.
I think it's the first time I ever said it. The buzzword.
No, you said it before. Once before.
I didn't know.
Yeah. If you were in an interview your ex right now, what would they say about you? That's the buzzword. If you would interview your ex right now, what would they say about you?
I would hope they would say good things about me. I mean, my last relationship, it was a long distance relationship. I live, in the Bay Area, and he lived in Toronto. So we tried our best to see each other at least once every month. But, we were together for 8 months, and that ended up adding up to a lot of money. So I think towards like the end of our relationship, we started realizing, this isn't really going to work. Like, it's going to be really hard to see each other. And I think we both deserve to have someone who's present, So, I think I would hope he'd have nice things to say about me. I mean, we didn't end it hating each other, but I haven't spoken to him since we broke up. But he wasn't the type of person to talk to any of his exes. So I don't see why like I would be any different. So yeah, I don't really talk to him, so I don't know what he would really say. But hopefully it's something good.
Okay. What do you guys have to see? You guys have any questions that's not in here?
I do. I have a question.
Oh shit.
All right, it's a two-parter, but you got to answer it. How would your most recent sexual partner rate you on a scale of 1 to 10 in bed? And how would you rate that partner on a scale of 1 to 10 in bed?
Oh shit. Shit. It's okay. No one has one on Instagram. You're fine. No one has them on Instagram. You're fine. Off the record.
How would you rate me?
So how would he rate you, and then how would you rate him?
I would hope I would be like at least an 8.
Okay.
Him, maybe like a 7.
Why?
What?
You're an 8, but he's a 7.
Girl picks 8. For every number, I feel like 8's the only number girls pick.
Because it's not too humble and it's not too cocky. Everyone's like, I'm like an 8. I'm like a 7.
Exactly.
8, 7-ish,
That's the humble
5
girls.
is
They always
average.
go for
So
7.5-ish.
all that shit.
But I didn't always finish every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
So what would be the ratio of man finishes to women finishes? And you'd be like, this is like the lowest ratio that I think is acceptable.
You mean based on how many times we've done it?
How many times he orgasms versus how many times you orgasm? It was like a 1 to 1, like a 2 to 1. Like what would be the lowest or the greatest inequality you would accept?
Probably like a 2 to 5.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
Greedy, but all right. All right.
Hey,
Because at least, even though I didn't finish with him, like I could still fantasize about it when I masturbate, and I could make myself finish.
Oh,
Or you'd fantasize with the other fantasy.
the king of free pie.
The other fantasy. All right.
You guys have any other questions? That's not on here. I already answered mine on here. I just use this is my guide for questions. But if you guys got one, by all means.
Damn.
How do you handle jealousy or insecurity in a relationship?
Whenever I feel jealous, I always, stop myself from overreacting first. I always think about, why am I jealous? Like, what is causing this emotion? Sometimes I would like write it down, just to work through it, because I don't want to show the person that I'm jealous over something like really stupid or something, and then they get upset about it. But if it's something like really serious that would kind of validate my jealousy, then I would communicate it with the person.
Okay.
Out of your fantasy, what would the ethnicities be for all of those guys, and why?
Oh my gosh.
Based on what we said, Timberland boots was the idea.
True, but I want to know her.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So let's say it'd be 4. Let's say it'd be 4 of them. So what are the ethnicities on that?
Stupid.
I would say one from every ethnicity.
Yes.
Okay, so do we have time for one more question for Kylie?
One more?
One more. It has to do with the fantasy.
Question.
One more.
That's the question.
If all of those guys were your favorite celebrities, who would they be?
Stupid.
There you go.
Oh, you were breaking up when you were asking. I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Am I clear enough?
Yeah.
All right. So the gentlemen you would be involved with, let's say there's 4 of them. If they're all A-list celebrities, who would they be?
Okay, Michael B. Jordan for sure.
Timberland. Knew it. When I said Tim's, I knew it. It's like, all right.
I knew he was one of them.
Nick Jonas.
Okay.
Who else? I don't know. This is tough. I don't really have celebrity crushes.
Can you just real quick, can you just imagine having Michael B. Jordan and Nick Jonas side by side? Just having them both naked, that'd be such a dichotomy. It should be so off.
One of them singing, one of them shadow boxing.
Yeah, it's like
Well, have
That'd
you
be just weird.
noticed now? Like the dude's like ripped. Like he's.
Oh, I'm thinking Joe Jonas. I'm sorry.
Nick
No,
Jonas.
I'm thinking the
Nick
long,
Jonas is
straight hair
more
one.
ripped. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
more
the
built.
married to the Indian girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Someone said
But
Jackie
still,
Chan.
it's like I feel like
Someone
the energy is totally different.
Someone said Jackie Chan. I know who that is. I'm not gonna put your name out here, but you know, I know who you are. Okay. I mean, I don't know if you guys have. I think that was the last question, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll pop into. We're almost kind of running out of time here, so we're gonna pop into the last
Like
question.
I said, my other fantasy and not the one that I said on camera.
Nope, too late. We already know your fantasy now. It's already out. We know now. Okay. So how can you successfully achieve relationships with people and still get what you want?
I'm gonna take a wild guess here. I think the way to do that is to communicate.
Oh shit.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But maybe the way to get what you want with somebody is to tell them what you want.
Yeah. Being straight up about what you want, being honest, respectful, being a real person, maybe. No manipulations.
Like I always have this
I know
really
it's
funny
hard.
idea about communication, especially when it comes to sex. Like, you know, the common joke is that men can't find the clit, right? That's the joke. That's the.
But that's the reality.
So,
So you've been messing with boys.
right? And it's like,
Men, that's your own fault.
how different would this world be if a girl was like, babe, it's right here, like just once.
And then
Just
you think
once.
you're a whore. I'm just
No.
kidding.
Imagine you're doing it. Oh, baby, that feels good. Oh, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Okay, look. Just look, right here. And he would never miss it ever again. And if you broke up, he would never miss it on another woman ever again. Why do you think that's happening?
It boils down to a lot of young dudes.
And
Just,
put it on
a lot of young dudes just don't like going down, because when I first started going down, I just paid attention, and when I touched it, she, her body reacted, and I was like, oh shit, what's that? And I kept touching it, and after like 2 minutes, she almost squeezed my head off. But just explore the fucking body, and you'll figure out all her spots. And it's not really that hard if you're looking for it.
Talking about not spots, that's the spot. That is the number one spot. That is the that's not some like far left trick shot. That is the bullseye. Like, just, I'm sorry, if you're with a man who you care about and he's not doing it right there, just tell him once. I promise you, it's not because he doesn't want to. He literally just doesn't know. Okay.
She said,
Yeah.
we got a comment here. She said, some can't follow directions. Not all pussy's the same.
Thank you, whoever said that.
Comfortable with communicating what you like,
Yeah, and you have to be comfortable with him.
You can't just go in like, "Ah!" Like.
Oh, no. You go in and, it's kind of like a blind person. You go in and you touch very gently, look around, you kiss around very gently. You listen to her body.
Yeah.
You have one hand on her thigh, the other hand probably on her breast, and then, she'll let you know by her breathing, and, if she's grabbing onto one of your hands, she'll let you know that way. Just, feel her body, man. It's not that hard.
Shit.
Take your time.
Coming from the guy who astroplanes, you people out here.
Well, why do you think I get them to astroplane?
Yes.
So
Totally
I'm
their
gonna-
body and then come back.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna modify one of the questions on the buzzword questions for like an open discussion. What is the nicest way to tell somebody their private parts smell bad?
I didn't write private parts on there. I
I said I was gonna modify it. Right. What is the nicest way to tell someone their private parts smell bad? So I
Hey,
thought
let's take a shower.
Good shower.
Like,
Mine
I like
was
it's
different
better
kind of
when we
soap,
enter the bed clean.
I mean, if it's a dude, I would say if it's a guy, just be straight up with them. I mean, his feelings might get a little bit hurt, but he'll get over it pretty fast. So with guys, it's kind of easy, just like, hey, babe, your balls is kind of salty smelling or whatever, and he'll clean it up. But with women, I think it's a little bit more
I was
difficult.
playing basketball
Might
with
take
the boys
that
last night.
So, who knows?
So the thing
Wait,
about
here.
the thing about vaginas are they're very sensitive, right? And it doesn't take a lot to throw them off balance. And oftentimes, like if your sexual partner is, here's a good example, cheating on you, like having sex with lots of women, and then he comes and has sex with you, that will throw off your balance. So like I think it's really important for, partners, both of them, to like be really hygienic. And a really nice way of doing it is just like making hygiene like a sexual intimacy thing between two people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we could get into that in the post episode if you guys want to talk about that.
But yeah, because I have a really funny story about hygiene down there.
Oh, you're gonna go now? You're gonna do this now before we?
No, saying for the post episode,
Okay.
I want to tell a funny story about
do it now.
feminine hygiene.
Okay.
For the post episode.
Okay, post episode. All right, so we go to the post episode. But yeah, just want to say thank you guys for coming on the episode. Happy White Day Wednesday. If you guys have any comments, please do put them on there. If you guys have any ideas where you want to talk about, or if you guys want to come on our post episode, because we're opening up to people to come on here and hear their ideals, right? More women, yeah, hopefully. Women, or you said just people? Okay, maybe. Okay, well, anyways, all right. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming on, and yes, I will post all this beautiful content on YouTube, on the website. I'm working on something, a big project here, so I'm letting you guys know I'm working on something at the end of this week. Me and my friend's actually doing he's partnering up with us, so more social media content will probably be up there. Appreciate Kylie for running the social media too. Like, a lot of people's comments, so thank you. So
I want to thank Kylie for supplying the memes.
Yeah, so it was
Kylie over here.
You got a lot of people like laughing about it, like sad faces, emojis, some yeah, man, 100%, 100, like whatever people call it, fire, lit. So right on for that one. So that was good. That's not me. Okay. I'm not taking credit for it. It's Kylie. It's all Kylie. She's running that. So but yeah, if you guys want to, it's all on the Instagram too. So but I'll re-invite you guys all in for the post episode because it's gonna end soon.
Alrighty.
But I'll see you guys. Tune in to the next episode. See you guys in the next episode. All right.
Ooze.
Hello, friends. This is Dante from the White Day Podcast. Thank you for tuning in onto our episode. And just wanted to give you guys some updates. I know I usually do this at the end of my episodes. I'm doing a little update. So we do still have Patreon website. I've been putting exclusive content on there. I haven't put any dating coaches or advice or anything like that yet. I'm still working on that. But if you still want to donate to the Patreon, it's still on there on the White Day Podcast website. But for right now, all I'm doing right now is Venmo. I'll put the link onto this episode on the YouTube episode. Hope you guys, like I said, like the episode. But I'm putting everything on there. Currently, I am still working on advice, dating coach. I want to have a community where we're having someone giving advice, having some experts on there that's helping people through dating. So I know we typically talk about a lot of funny stuff on our episodes, but I also want to provide some kind of service to everyone who's listening. So get their money's worth for something. It's $5. It's definitely not going to raise the price because I haven't done much with my Patreon. But I still have a Venmo on there. It's going to be on there. But I will put the link down here. You can kind of see it. And just so you guys know, I appreciate you guys joining in and tuning into our episode thus far, listening to all our stuff. But yeah, that is it for it, guys. I will post more things on my Patreon. Like I said, I'll still put the exclusive content, the post episode on there, the audio form. I can't really put the video on there. For some strange reason, Patreon won't let me do it. It's too big of a file. But that's what I want to have on there, guys. And that is it. That's all I have to say. But please subscribe too, as well, on the YouTube channel if you guys haven't done so already. But that is it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your day.